We are going to now look at how to export tables. We will look at import and creating tables later on. So first of all, if you wanted to create a new table from existing data, then we can just use the command create table, and then we type the name of the table that we want to create. So what I want to do is from the customer table, I just want to get the names part of that. So I'll just say create table customer names as, and then basically what I can do is I can just say select and then whatever attributes that I want to go into this particular table called customer names. So let me just try that. So select and what kind of things do I want in there? I want the customer ID. Then I also want to have customer first name. I also want customer last name. And maybe that's all I want. And then I'm just going to say where it's going to come from. It's going to come from the table customers. And that's it. Maybe I want to limit this to, I can just pick some records in the middle. So far we have always been doing 0, 10. So let me just pick something starting at, let's say, location 567, and I only want 10 records from there. Okay, so that's what the two parameters in limit mean. First means where do you start? So 567 means 568 record. Remember, we start with 0, and then we are saying that we want 10 records from there. So I hit enter, and it has created that particular table. So why don't we have a look at that table? Select star from customer names. So we have the customer IDs and the names for those particular customers. So what else do we want to do with this? We can we can drop this particular. If you wanted to delete a particular table, we can just use the drop command. Drop customer names, and then we will not have that particular table anymore. So before we do that, maybe let's just confirm that the table is there. We obviously did a select, so it is there. Show tables. We see the customer names as one of the tables. If I just say drop and then just say customer names, then it will drop that particular table. I should have typed the drop table in there. So drop table, because drop command is more versatile than that. So drop table basically makes that particular table disappear. And I'm going to, one of the features of my presentations are that I am clumsy, I make a lot of mistakes, and I'm going to, I don't have a choice. I will leave those in these particular presentations anyway, but they do show typical mistakes that a particular person can make. I'm sure you guys are not going to be as sloppy as me, but I'm sure you will make some mistakes from time to time. Okay, so I'm going to show one more thing from here, and then we are going to go to the graphical user interface and do some more exporting from there. So let's try one more thing. What is it that we want to try? Let's get out of here. Control D. In a lot of Unix situations, Control D allows you to get out. Control D corresponds to end of file, and MySQL is designed to read things from a file. So if you wanted to have export the entire database, and if you remember way back our very first session, I created the database and I created, or rather imported, a webbook database into our database. I did that using MySQL command from the command line. We can actually create those kind of backups, just like I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to just say the command for doing that is MySQL dump, and I'm going to specify CS4477, that's the user, 201 that is, and then I'm going to say -p for the password, and then I'm just going to say that the database I want to back up is CS4477201, the one that I currently have, and then I'm going to just say that it's a temp backup.sql, and we'll just have a quick look at what it looks like. Okay, it's going to ask me for my password, so I type my password, and it was created right there. So let me just have a quick look at this. More command shows a part of the database. So let's see, temp backup SQL. There is a this basically has all the SQL commands that that we need in order to create that database. So what it's like, if you look at these commands, it says drop table if it exists, that is the customers, before it's created. So here now we are creating the table customers. That's the first thing that is done. Then we are going to import a whole bunch of customers in there. So as you can see, it's locking the table customers for right, and then it's going to start adding different records. So you can see here it's adding the first record, then the second record, and so on and so forth. So this is how we can export an entire database. Most of the exports are like, smaller ones anyway, are better done from the graphical user interface. So that's where we will go next. But I think this particular broadcast has gone long enough, so I'll terminate this and then create a new record with graphical user interface.